Ladies and gentlemen, today we're diving into something a little fun, a little intriguing, and a lot interesting. Have you ever wondered what can make a man's heart race and leave him feeling soft, vulnerable, and completely charmed? Well, today, I'm going to reveal 5 key areas that, when touched, can melt a man's defenses and ignite deep emotional responses. Let's explore how these subtle touches have a powerful effect on his heart and mind. The neck is one of the most sensitive and vulnerable areas of the human body, and when touched gently, it can have a profound effect on a man's emotional state. It's an area that carries both physical and emotional significance, and a simple touch or caress can spark a deep sense of intimacy, comfort, and connection. This sensitivity is largely due to the concentration of nerve endings and the fact that the neck is a place where we naturally store tension. For many men, a soft touch on the neck can quickly melt away that stress and trigger a physical and emotional response that is often unexpected. Physically, the neck is a delicate area. The skin is thin and the muscles are close to the surface, making it an ideal place for a light touch to have an immediate impact. When touched softly, or when someone's breath brushes against the neck, it can create a deep sense of warmth and relaxation. This is not only because the neck is sensitive, but also because it's an area we rarely touch in daily life. A gentle caress of the neck feels intimate because it's not a common gesture, so it instantly signals affection, care, and closeness. For many men, especially those who may not be used to receiving affection, this can feel both comforting and exciting at the same time. Emotionally, the neck holds a significant amount of vulnerability. It's a place where we instinctively protect ourselves, whether it's by turning away from someone or physically covering it with clothing. We do not usually allow others to touch or even be too close to this area unless we trust them deeply. Therefore, when someone we care about touches our neck, it signifies a level of trust and emotional openness. And this message is often understood on a subconscious level. It's an emotional connection that goes beyond physical touch, and it speaks volumes about the level of intimacy between two people. For men, this level of intimacy can be particularly powerful because men are often not used to expressing vulnerability. Men, in general, are socialized to be strong, stoic, and independent. Physical touch, particularly in a romantic context, can be something they are not always comfortable with, especially if it's something they haven't received often or openly. However, the neck is a place where this vulnerability can be embraced in a subtle way. It's not an overtly sexual gesture, rather, it's a softer, more tender touch that signals care, concern, and affection. A gentle stroke or caress on the neck can create an emotional opening, allowing a man to feel comfortable and safe enough to let his guard down. The neck is also linked to our emotions in a very physical way. As mentioned earlier, the muscles in the neck can carry a lot of tension. Stress, anxiety, and frustration are often stored in this area of the body. This is why neck massages or even a soft touch can provide instant relief. When someone touches the neck with care, it has the effect of releasing some of this built-up tension, making the person feel more relaxed and at ease. For many men, a simple touch on the neck can help them unwind, both physically and emotionally. It's a form of reassurance, a silent way of saying, you are safe, you are cared for, and you can let go. This physical and emotional response is further amplified by the fact that the neck is a very sensual area, though not in an overt or explicit way. While the neck is a part of the body that is often overlooked in daily interactions, when it is touched by someone we care about, it can evoke feelings of sensuality and desire. This can happen subtly, without the need for words or a more intense physical gesture. The neck is often the first place where romantic partners will touch each other. And because of this, it creates an early moment of intimacy that can set the tone for the rest of the relationship. A light brush of the lips against the neck, a soft kiss on the side of the neck, or even a gentle touch with the fingertips can ignite a spark of emotional closeness that is sometimes more powerful than a deeper, more intense form of physical touch. Additionally, the neck is a place that is often associated with protection. It's where we carry tension, yes, but it's also an area where we instinctively protect ourselves when we're feeling vulnerable. When someone touches the neck, they are not just touching the skin or muscles, they are, in a way, offering protection and comfort. It's a reassuring gesture that speaks to our need for security in intimate relationships. For many men, being touched in such a personal area by someone they care about allows them to feel secure, emotionally open, and loved. It's not just a physical sensation, but a deeply emotional one. In romantic relationships, the neck is also often a place where trust is communicated. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship, and a gentle touch on the neck can be a silent but powerful way of expressing that trust. When a person feels comfortable enough to touch this vulnerable area, it signals an emotional connection that goes beyond the physical. It's a signal that the relationship is one of safety, intimacy, and mutual care. For many men, having someone touch their neck in a loving, tender way can create an overwhelming sense of affection, loyalty, and security. In conclusion, the neck is an incredibly sensitive and emotional area of the body. A simple, gentle touch on this part of the body can melt away tension, spark a deep emotional connection, and create feelings of vulnerability, comfort, and trust. For men, especially those who may not often experience such intimate gestures, this touch can be profoundly impactful, evoking not only a physical response but an emotional one as well. The neck, while subtle, is an area that communicates affection, care, and closeness in ways that go beyond words. When touched with tenderness, it holds the power to make any man feel deeply connected to the person offering that touch. The inner arm is one of the most subtly sensitive areas of the human body, and its impact on a person's emotional and physical state cannot be overstated. When it comes to intimate or affectionate gestures, a soft touch or a light stroke along the inner arm can have a profound effect, creating an immediate bond between individuals. While this area might not be as frequently recognized for its intimacy as the face or neck, its sensitivity and vulnerability make it a powerful point of connection, especially in moments of affection or tenderness. The inner arm is a particularly sensitive area due to the thinness of the skin and the numerous nerve endings that are concentrated in this part of the body. It is not an area that people commonly touch in day-to-day interactions, which is precisely what makes a touch here feel so special. When someone reaches out to touch the inner arm, it often feels like a deliberate act of intimacy, an invitation into a space that is typically reserved for those with whom we have a close bond. This vulnerability is one of the reasons why such a touch can have such a powerful emotional effect. Unlike other parts of the body that might be covered or hidden under clothing, the inner arm remains exposed, making it a more private area that is not always in public view. When someone chooses to touch this area, it communicates a message of closeness and emotional connection. For many individuals, the inner arm is a place where they carry physical tension. As we go about our daily lives, we often unknowingly clench or tighten muscles, especially in areas like the arms, shoulders, and neck. The inner arm, being one of the places where tension can accumulate, becomes an area of comfort when it is touched. A gentle touch or stroke along the inner arm has the potential to relieve this built-up stress and create a sense of relaxation. The sensation of fingers lightly grazing the inner arm or the feeling of a soft hand resting there can instantly melt away some of the stress and anxiety that may have accumulated during the day. It's a soothing gesture that creates a physical response of relief, which in turn enhances the emotional connection between two people. But the inner arm is not just sensitive due to physical tension. It is also a place where touch has an emotional impact. Touching the inner arm can evoke feelings of warmth, tenderness, and care. This is partly because the inner arm is a place that is not often touched by others in an intimate manner. In a romantic context, when someone touches this area, it feels like an invitation into a more personal space. This type of touch can feel especially powerful because it is so often unspoken. It's a gesture that says more than words ever could. It's a silent form of communication that speaks to a deep sense of trust and affection. When someone touches the inner arm, it suggests that they are comfortable with you, that they want to be closer to you, and that they value the emotional bond you share. For many, this touch creates a sense of security and emotional warmth that is hard to replicate with other forms of affection. The act of touching the inner arm can also create a sense of security and safety. Because the inner arm is an area of vulnerability, having someone gently caress or hold this part of the body can evoke a sense of protection. It is a way of saying, "I've got you, and I'm here for you." It communicates an unspoken promise of emotional support, making the person receiving the touch feel valued and cherished. For men who may not always have the opportunity to express their vulnerability in traditional ways, a soft touch on the inner arm can provide an emotional release, helping them to feel cared for and secure. It's a reminder that they don't always have to carry their burdens alone, that there is someone there to offer comfort, affection, and understanding. In addition to the emotional impact, the touch of the inner arm can also be seen as a form of affection that is subtle but deeply meaningful. It's not an aggressive or overtly sexual gesture, but rather a quiet, tender act that speaks to the emotional connection between two people. The inner arm is a place that can be touched without it feeling too forward or too intense. It's a gentle, understated act that conveys affection without overwhelming the recipient. For many people, this type of affectionate touch can feel deeply personal, as it is a way of sharing a space of vulnerability without forcing intimacy. It allows for connection to happen gradually, with each touch fostering a sense of comfort and closeness that builds over time. What makes the inner arm such an important area to touch in a relationship is its ability to convey care without the need for words. When someone touches this area with tenderness, it's as though they are offering a piece of themselves, a small but meaningful gesture that signifies emotional intimacy. It's a reminder that physical touch is not just about sexual attraction or romantic gestures, but about the deeper emotional bonds that are formed through affection. The inner arm, in this sense, becomes a metaphor for the ways in which people express their love and care for each other in a relationship. It's a place where comfort and intimacy coexist, allowing both individuals to feel deeply connected without the need for elaborate expressions of affection. Moreover, the inner arm can become an area where intimacy is expressed in a way that is both innocent and sensual at the same time. The touch itself can feel intimate and sensual, but it is also a soft and natural gesture that conveys affection without being overly forward. This makes it a perfect place to initiate or reinforce the bond between two people, especially when both are comfortable with one another and the emotional connection is already strong. The tenderness of the touch communicates that it's not about physical attraction alone, but rather about the emotional depth that is shared between the individuals involved. The act of touching the inner arm is a reminder that intimacy is not just about grand gestures or overt acts of affection. Sometimes it is the small, subtle touches that have the most profound effect. The inner arm, with its delicate sensitivity and emotional vulnerability, serves as the perfect place to communicate tenderness, comfort, and emotional support. When touched gently, it can melt away physical tension, foster a sense of security, and strengthen the emotional bond between two people, all while conveying a deep sense of care and affection. The ears are often overlooked when we think about areas of the body that evoke deep emotional or physical responses, yet they are surprisingly powerful in creating intimacy and connection between people. Though many may associate ear touches with moments of affection, tenderness, or even flirtation, the truth is that the ears, with their sensitivity and association with the senses, can be an incredibly intimate and powerful zone of connection. Whether it's a soft whisper, a gentle kiss, or even a casual touch, the ears have a unique ability to trigger a variety of emotional and physical reactions that can deeply impact the person being touched. First, the ears are an extremely sensitive area of the body. The skin around the ears is thinner compared to other parts of the body, and the area is filled with a dense concentration of nerve endings. This makes the ears not only an erogenous zone, but also an area where touch can be felt more intensely. A light brush of fingers against the ear or a soft whisper against the earlobe can send a shiver down the spine. This sensitivity can create a powerful physical response, especially if the touch is unexpected or deliberate. It's an area where even the slightest pressure or movement can have a profound impact, amplifying the connection between two people. The sensation of touch on the ears, while subtle, can stir emotions and create a sense of closeness that is hard to replicate with other parts of the body. But the ears are not only sensitive physically, they also play a significant role in the way we connect emotionally. Ears are directly linked to one of our most powerful senses, hearing. The act of speaking softly into someone's ear can create an intense moment of intimacy. It's not just about the words being spoken, it's about the proximity and the whispering itself. A whisper into someone's ear is inherently intimate. It invites closeness in a way that no other form of communication can, requiring two people to be physically near each other. When someone whispers in your ear, it's often a sign of trust, signaling that the other person wants to share something private or personal. The combination of the physical sensation of someone's breath brushing against the ear, along with the intimate act of whispering, creates a moment of connection that is charged with emotion. It's an experience that feels intimate and personal, and this is something many people long for in their relationships. Furthermore, the ears are a place where affection can be communicated in a way that feels both sensual and comforting. A soft kiss or nibble on the earlobe can evoke both feelings of desire and warmth. This act, though gentle, is one that holds a great deal of power because it blends physical affection with emotional intimacy. The ear, as a sensual area, is one where affectionate touch can be combined with a sense of safety and protection. When someone kisses or caresses the ear, it often sends a message of affection, care, and attraction all at once. It's a touch that can be both playful and tender, depending on the situation. What makes this touch so special is its ability to strike a balance between sensuality and gentleness, making it an incredibly powerful and intimate gesture in romantic contexts. The ears are also deeply connected to our sense of vulnerability. Because they are so sensitive, we instinctively protect our ears from touch, especially by people who are not close to us. When someone touches or kisses the ear, it is often a sign that trust is involved. It's an act that says, I'm close enough to you to be in this intimate space. The vulnerability of the ear lies in its connection to our ability to listen, to take in information, and to process sounds. Being close to someone's ear is almost like being in a position where you can directly communicate with them, not just through words, but through the physical closeness that ear contact represents. This makes it a place where boundaries are crossed and a deeper level of intimacy is experienced. A kiss on the ear or a touch there is a subtle way of saying, I'm here for you, in a very personal way. Moreover, ear touches and whispers can create a sense of anticipation and excitement, especially in moments of attraction or romantic desire. Because the ear is a place that is often considered private, when someone touches it, it can feel like an invitation. It's a place where closeness can be sought, and the act of touching or kissing the ear can generate feelings of desire, excitement, and even a sense of anticipation. It's a touch that can immediately change the tone of a situation, making it more intimate and personal. This is why the ear, despite being a small part of the body, holds such significant power in intimate relationships. Its ability to create emotional and physical responses while being both private and inviting makes it a key area for fostering deeper connection. The act of whispering in someone's ear, especially when combined with gentle physical contact, can also create a sense of exclusivity. It's as though the moment is meant just for the two people involved, creating an emotional bubble where the outside world fades away. There's something uniquely intimate about the way sound, touch, and proximity come together in the act of ear contact. It's one of the rare moments where communication becomes entirely personal and where the relationship between two individuals can be conveyed without the need for words. It's a deeply emotional experience that taps into both physical and psychological closeness, drawing people together in a way that few other gestures can. Additionally, the act of touching the ear or whispering in it can be incredibly intimate because it often happens in quiet, private moments. These moments are typically reserved for those who share a deep bond, and it's during these instances that true emotional connection can thrive. When someone touches the ear, it can be a signal of the desire to communicate something meaningful or affectionate. It's a moment where words become secondary to the physical act of connection, creating a deeper sense of understanding between the individuals involved. These moments of shared intimacy can be transformative in relationships, as they foster a connection that goes beyond simple attraction, touching on something more profound and lasting. Finally, the ear, as an area of the body that is often associated with quietness and listening, invites an emotional response that is grounded in the act of receiving. When someone touches or kisses the ear, it's as though they are not only communicating through touch, but also inviting the other person to listen closely to their emotions. This simple gesture can speak volumes, creating a deeper connection by making the recipient feel truly heard and valued. It's a silent form of communication that reinforces trust and affection, inviting a unique type of closeness that is both physical and emotional. In conclusion, the ear, though often overlooked, is a powerful area of the body for creating intimacy, connection, and emotional depth. Its sensitivity, combined with its association with communication and vulnerability, makes it a central point of affection and trust in romantic relationships. Whether it's through a whisper, a kiss, or a soft caress, touching the ear can evoke feelings of warmth, closeness, and desire, all while fostering a deeper emotional connection between two people. The ear, in all its delicacy, offers a unique way to communicate affection and intimacy, making it an irreplaceable part of the emotional landscape in any relationship. The lower back is a part of the body that is often associated with strength, stability, and posture, but it is also an area that can trigger deep, emotional, and physical responses when touched. The lower back is a relatively vulnerable area because it is located near the spine, which houses the body's central nervous system. As a result, any contact with this area can evoke a significant reaction, whether that's physical relief, emotional comfort, or even a surge of affection. Despite being less obvious as an intimate zone compared to areas like the neck or lips, the lower back plays a key role in establishing intimacy and connection between people, particularly in romantic and affectionate interactions. One of the reasons the lower back is such a sensitive and impactful area is because of the nerves that are concentrated in this region. The lower back contains several important nerve endings that are linked to the body's ability to feel and react to touch. This makes it an area that is particularly responsive to contact, whether it's a light touch, a gentle massage, or a firm grip. A soft touch on the lower back, especially from someone you are close to, can send signals to the brain that trigger a relaxation response. It can release tension that has built up from stress or physical exertion. The lower back, like many other areas of the body, is prone to carrying emotional tension, especially in moments of anxiety or exhaustion. As a result, when touched by someone who cares about you, the act of touching the lower back can feel deeply soothing. It not only relieves physical tension, but also fosters a sense of emotional security and comfort. This gentle touch acts as a reminder that you are not alone, that someone is there to help alleviate the burden you may be carrying. What makes the lower back particularly impactful in intimate relationships is the level of vulnerability it represents. The spine, which runs through the lower back, is one of the most crucial parts of the body, offering protection for the spinal cord. Because of its importance, this area is not typically exposed in casual interactions or public settings, which makes it a more private part of the body. When someone touches the lower back, it conveys a message of trust and closeness. It is an invitation into a space that is intimate and personal. And the act of touching or caressing the lower back can signal emotional openness between two people. This vulnerability creates a sense of safety, as though the touch is an acknowledgement that both individuals are comfortable enough with each other to be in such close proximity. It's a physical demonstration of emotional connection, where the person offering the touch is showing care, understanding, and affection. In romantic relationships, a touch on the lower back can be an incredibly tender way of expressing affection. The area is often touched during moments of closeness, whether it's when holding hands, hugging, or even dancing. In these instances, a gentle hand placed on the lower back communicates both protection and attraction. It's a gesture that can be both nurturing and sensual, as it indicates a desire to be physically close while also offering emotional reassurance. A soft hand resting on the lower back during an embrace, for instance, can create a deep sense of connection and warmth between two people. The act of touching this part of the body can feel both intimate and comforting, balancing physical attraction with a sense of emotional safety. It's a space that offers room for connection without being too overwhelming, making it a perfect place for affection to flourish. Moreover, the lower back is often an area that responds positively to touch due to its connection to the body's posture and alignment. People frequently experience tension in the lower back due to poor posture, prolonged sitting, or physical strain. This makes the area sensitive and in need of care. A touch on the lower back, such as a gentle rub or a light massage, can help relieve the built-up tension. This physical relief is paired with an emotional sense of comfort because it's often provided by someone who cares about you. It's not just a casual or impersonal touch, but one that communicates support and understanding. It signals to the person being touched that they are being cared for and that their well-being is important. This emotional layer of care adds depth to the physical gesture, making the lower back touch even more meaningful. It's a moment that goes beyond the physical relief, tapping into the emotional connection that makes the touch feel even more significant. Another important aspect of the lower back's impact is its connection to the sense of movement and fluidity. The lower back plays a crucial role in the body's ability to move with ease and grace. Because of its central location, it is often involved in actions such as bending, twisting, or leaning, and is essential for maintaining balance and mobility. When someone touches the lower back, especially during moments of physical movement, it can help enhance the feeling of flow and connection between two people. For example, when a partner places a hand on the lower back during a dance, it can create a sense of coordination and rhythm between the two, allowing for a smoother, more natural flow of movement. The physical contact with the lower back in these moments acts as a support, helping to guide the person's movements while also reinforcing the emotional connection between the two. It creates a sense of unity where the physical and emotional aspects of the relationship are seamlessly integrated. Additionally, the act of touching the lower back can evoke a deep sense of care and attention. Because this area is not typically exposed, touching it in a careful, deliberate manner can feel like an act of attentiveness and consideration. It's a way of showing that you are aware of the other person's needs, both physically and emotionally. The lower back is a place that, when touched with care, can help create a sense of being understood and supported. The physical touch can feel like a nurturing act, where the person offering the touch is showing a deep level of empathy and concern. It's a simple yet powerful gesture that communicates, "I'm here for you," in a way that is both tangible and heartfelt. When someone touches the lower back, especially during times of stress or discomfort, it can also be a signal of emotional stability and reassurance. The lower back, being associated with physical strength and support, symbolizes resilience and endurance. A touch to this area can remind the person that they are strong and capable of handling whatever challenges they may face. It reinforces the idea that even in moments of vulnerability or difficulty, they are not alone. This act of physical and emotional support can be particularly significant during times of struggle or uncertainty. It serves as a reminder that there is someone who cares for them and is willing to offer comfort and reassurance. In conclusion, the lower back is a powerful area of the body for establishing intimacy, comfort, and emotional connection. It's not just about the physical response that comes from touching this area, but also the emotional significance attached to the gesture. Whether it's relieving tension, offering emotional support, or expressing affection, a touch on the lower back creates a deep bond between two people. It's a vulnerable area that conveys trust, comfort, and security, making it a powerful way to connect on both a physical and emotional level. When touched with care and tenderness, the lower back serves as a reminder of the closeness and affection that are central to any meaningful relationship.